Welcome to the Walking Writers Podcast. This is your host, Sean Malloy. I'm walking around today. I decided to do a little bit of video, trying to up my game a little bit from the podcast into video and posting on Instagram and maybe even YouTube. So this is kind of just a kind of taste. I did a couple videos this weekend. I thought it would be a good chance to take the time so that you guys can see me face to face a little bit more, and kind of see where I'm walking right now. This is a beautiful view where I'm walking, where I do my podcast sometimes, and that this should be a great inspiration for anybody following. Oh, there's a squirrel. He was like 2 feet away from me, not keeping his social distancing. There's actually quite a bit of people out today here in Florida. Everybody's keeping away from each other. They're doing their thing, walking around, riding bikes, running, that kind of stuff. A lot of people do have masks on still, but not so much in these open areas. It's when you're kind of more in confined spaces and you're close to people that people are wearing their masks more liberally, I guess you could say. But welcome to the podcast, and I hope you enjoy the video. I do believe by the time this episode comes out that I had spoken about my short story into the podcast so that you guys can hear and mostly hear, because it's a podcast. You're going to hear my reading of a short story that I had wrote that is in my currently published short stories called Wings Upon Flames. Still kind of deciding on which story I'm going to read, but I think I have an idea. I don't want to mention it yet, just in case I decide not to go with that story and go with something different. I want to make the audio really, good and easy to listen to through podcasts. So I'm trying to find a quiet spot in the home while no one's around. This way I can get you the best audio for it. And I did some test reading the other day just to see what it would sound like, just reading in my kitchen. There is a little bit of echo. I think it's forgiving. Unless you got the volume up really loud, you really can't tell the difference if it's really echoey or not. But I want to eliminate as much noise as possible, and also I want the audio to be good. And sitting down and doing the reading and taking the time to do so, and edit out any mishaps that I have during reading it. Kind of my biggest feat at this point. So finding a way to do it where I can read from my iPad and record onto the phone or my Galaxy, my app that I use, without any hiccups would be the best. Unfortunately, this weekend my son had left his iPad at daycare, so I couldn't use that. There's other ways I could have done it, but using or getting to it this weekend. Weekends are not really the best time to do it because the kids are around and they're noisy, and if I'm doing it at night, I got to be really quiet and find a spot. And I'm not sure how that audio would sound. I guess I could test it to see what it would sound like, but it'd probably sound like me whispering into a microphone. So anyways, look forward to that. It's been a beautiful day out here so far. Still walking around. I've checked my watch and I've just walked over a mile now. So I think if I ring around and come back to where I parked, it should be about 2 miles. So I've been trying to put in about 2 miles a day when I'm walking to make sure that I'm staying fit and staying in shape and keeping my mind sharp, thinking about things and doing my podcast, and now adding into the video for the show. And I appreciate you taking the time to look over the video, listening to the podcast and such. And yeah, so I know I have some friends out there on Instagram that have been shouting out to me recently and giving me some love and sharing to their friends for me, and I appreciate that. It really does help out. And if you do get a chance and you listen to these podcasts on Apple Podcasts, go and give it 5 stars and write a nice review for me. I'd appreciate that. So at this point, I'd like to thank you for watching the Walking Writers podcast video here on Instagram and possibly on YouTube or wherever I decide to post it. Thanks again for coming around and following me, and I hope that I added some inspiration to your walk today. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the trail.